So like, yeah, I'll stop talking soon. You started recording.
It always takes a little while to get it
Thanks for
going.
the
So,
heads up.
oh, dear, oh dear.
Just think, I'm looking into it. I'll have a. I haven't heard of it.
Look,
There you go.
Yeah, right.
look into that.
It's
There you
it's
go.
it's they're very different. They're very different, and I still love events here for a lot of clients. Yeah.
Fair enough.
So take it away, Lisa.
Oh, so
Registration
my
times.
my funny thing was because I was big and brave and didn't clone, and
Whee!
why it's great that it's really good, and I've got some time to think about things. So I did export yesterday of all our different types of registration types, and what were we saying? The average is meant to be 30, you reckon?
No idea. No,
No
that's what I
idea.
said. Feels like
What would
it.
it be?
I've seen some
It,
that are up there.
it should be
Yeah, so I
5.
think we're at 79.
Yeah, right.
And the interesting thing was to sort of look at the data of like, well, how many people actually use it?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And looking at trying to streamline it and open for discussion of what people have seen that works well. I mean, it's hard when you're a member base, so you obviously need to have a member and a non-member rate. And
Mm.
Yeah. I've
yeah,
actually come up with a really, well, no, I haven't come up with it. I don't know where it came from. Oh, can you hear me? I can hear that my
Yeah,
helicopter's taking off again.
can't hear anything.
Okay,
That
that's
as
fine.
in hear you fine. Yep.
Yeah, okay, cool. So, and this has, you have to set this up well in terms of reporting and stuff like that. But instead of, do you have your day only registrations?
yes, but
Mm.
look, they're the bane of our existence because realistically, we offer like a Friday, a Saturday, or a Sunday. And to be honest, no one ever buys the Sunday. So I think I'm going to cull that.
Yeah, yeah.
And like,
So that's
seriously,
one thing.
the 1 day passes, we just have to have them. It was seriously
And
like
that's
three
so
or two.
the way that I've been looking at doing it, because then you have to have that option for each. Do you have it for each registration type? So like early
Uh,
bird member, day one,
yeah,
early bird
yeah,
member, two.
student,
Yeah.
yeah,
So to
retired.
streamline that, what you can actually do, what I have done, and I need to set it up as an example because I've got a client asking about doing it, is setting up your day one, day two, and day three as registration types. So actually having day one, day two, day three. So then your money sits against the registration types of your member, early bird, member, non-member, blah, blah, blah. And you have a day only registration, which you don't have to have, yeah. And so you still have to have a day only. And then you have the days set up as separate and have the catering counts against the days.
Okay, yeah, I get
So
it.
that
Yeah.
when they choose 1 day registration, they then go and confirm which day they're attending. And if they're a full registration, then you have it adding as a package. Or you can do a tricky, I think I've done it where you can have it as it's defaulted to being checked and hidden.
Yeah. The 1 days I'm not
I don't always trust packages.
yeah, the 1 days, I think when I first started here, it was very confusing because it was all on the one landing page and people
Oh,
got confused
Wow.
and
yeah.
bought. So I've actually separated out where it's almost like I have three different registration pages, one
Yeah.
for in
No.
person, one for
Oh,
virtual,
yeah, right.
one for 1 day, just
Yeah, right.
because I know,
Yeah,
and I'm
that's
That's
sure that
cool.
if Sarah and Kelly were here, they would do lots of logistic, like, page
what yeah.
display and that. But I'm like, you know what? Let's just make it easy. I
Yeah.
can do it from the website where it just goes to a different thing. And I found it streamlined it a bit where which and so the only thing is we don't even advertise, I think, on our website that we even have a 1 day ticket because realistically what a lot of people do is they forget because we still run a hybrid. Like
Yeah.
if you've got to work on the Friday, it's still more economically affordable for you to still get a full registration and attend in person on the Saturday, Sunday, because
Yeah.
you'll get access to the recordings on the Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Whereas if you just book for Saturday and Sunday, it's actually more expensive because we don't include in your social functions. So I've kind of separated that out. I think it's more my issue is the different name tags.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
that's when we have, we have staff name tags, we have board name tags, we have presenters, we have volunteers. So I think that's when we get so many registrations
so-
is more because of the name tags. And I guess
Yeah.
that's where I'm hoping I could work that way out or something.
Because you're using the registration type as the filter for the name badge, right?
Pretty much.
And what if it wasn't that? Like, what if it was a marketing tag that you're using as the filter for that instead?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. And I think it's just
because I don't know if you can. I know that Eventsy always used to use the unique codes to filter for the name tags when they were setting them up, and so they'd put whatever the unique code was. I know that Reg On Site do some really cool stuff with name tags, as does Morgan from On Site. Because I've worked with them both on complex things, and they use common words. So rather than like member and then non-member, I can't remember what it is, but there's something that you can do so that you check all your different things and try and have something that's common between all of, or like full registration for all of your full. Because do you define between member and non-member?
no, they just become a delegate. So.
Yeah, so you can just have
fine.
full or and so it's looking at the way that you name your registration types so that you can then you're not saying non-member early bird full registration is what gives you a delegate name tag and having to put them all in. You can say if it contains full, then they get the delegate name tag. So you use a contains option rather than
than the whole field. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I think it's great on the platform how they've increased, like you can see things so much more apart from the registrations. That's still the one thing I'm
I know.
I'm like, which early bird? Because you get about 5 words. And I'm like, just make that a bit bigger. That would be nice.
Yeah.
No. But it is a good process of not collating because we realized how many duplicate marketing codes we had and just way too many. Yeah.
Well, and also the purpose of things as well. That's the other thing is like you often, I know that I've seen that either people or me have set things up because you're trying to do something and then actually there's a better way to do it if you just set it up from scratch rather than trying to firefight halfway through the event.
Yeah.
And the other thing with things like day registrations, like if you don't have many people doing it, one way is to increase the cost.
It is. It's actually it's not worthwhile doing it.
Is just saying is not having it advertised like you say, and then not having it as an option. Like are they actually it's and this is what I say with people when they've got lots of registration types. It's like, well, you've got to look at one, like you say, whether people use it, because if no one's using it, then there's no point. Or is there point in having it on the registration form? You just have it there so that if you have someone, then they can come and talk to you and you just do it once off,
Yeah, which we try and reduce because there's only 2 of us.
Yeah.
I think I'll have to
I guess it's that process between if you've got logic, if you've got stuff happening, is it worth just doing it at this time?
Yeah, I think the hardest one for us is, and I'm sure everyone has it, where, you give different entitlements. It's mainly the presenters and the committee members. You give them different entitlements. So they always have to kind of end up being a manual
Have you looked at
process.
discount codes?
Yeah, I was going to say
Discount
that too.
codes.
Because they do work really well.
Yeah, which we do
Um,
for abstracts. Actually, yeah.
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 It's the only thing that frustrates me with discount codes is that your finances need to understand it, because it doesn't show like in the event stats. It makes it look weird because you might have 10 registrations that are supposed to be $100 each, but you've only got $900 in there because there's been a discount code used. And because as far as I know, the only place you can pull out the discount codes is in a comprehensive export. So it's just being aware that's happening, basically.
Boarding sucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know, like we find the abstracts, they're fine. They will go and they will do their own and use their code. It's more the inviteds. I think they would prefer us to do it for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess it's that hard thing of like how to do the discount code, because so many of them are not a member. So then do I almost have to set up a different like presenters registration page that they go to? And
I usually have a speaker registration form because there's stuff that I want to ask.
yeah, that's great. So this is why I wanted to come today and speak. I think this is
Yeah.
this is what I'm thinking. Yep, speakers
Yeah.
discount codes. And
I was gonna say a similar thing, because you're already saying that you're doing, three different
yeah,
portals, and so there are distinct groups of people. Because immediately I start thinking, how does the 70 plus break down into which groups, and then does it make sense to think of those groups as separate portals that you can customize the experience for? And by doing that, you're likely to then reduce the number of
yeah.
registration types just by the nature of doing that,
It's so
and discount
messy
codes.
because they might be an invited speaker, but then they've also submitted their own abstract. So
Yeah.
then it's when we're trying to do like, okay, you can use one or the other. Like, yeah.
What do you mean?
Because
Well,
they're free registration for both.
well, because no, so I think for abstracts they get like a 25% discount off whatever
Okay.
registration. So if they choose an early bird or a non-early bird,
Yeah.
member, non-member, an invited speaker, they usually get the day they're presenting
Yeah.
complimentary, and any other days
Right.
at a discounted rate. But if they're doing 2 presentations, then they get it's if they're doing 3, then they get a full comp. But
I would
it is
suggest that
messy.
you look fundamentally at what you do for your speakers, because I've
Yes.
seen that so often. It gets so complex because the speakers just get their day, or they, and then they've got to go through the process and so
And I
again,
don't think
either work with a discount code for speakers that they get a certain amount off, no matter whether they're presenting on
yeah.
one day or 2
Yeah, and I
days.
think it's a like we like it's it's one of those things where you kind of scale it back, and then you're like, okay, we'll just see how they deal with that.
Yeah.
So we had because when I first started, there was just I'm like, does anyone actually pay to come?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, right.
yeah. And we have made it a bit more streamlined, but I think I'm liking this. I'm liking this. Maybe it's a percentage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If
Yes,
they're a
instead
speaker,
of
they
a
get a 50% discount,
this is what
or
you get. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. But you
because
still
then
get a lot of the old school ones that are like, what? You mean I have to pay to come that one extra day? Oh, I'm not coming then. Okay, that's fine.
that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. I think they forget how much it actually costs us to
Yeah.
host you in person.
100%.
Well, yeah, and you have a lot of speakers too, right?
Yeah.
Like, as in, it adds up, and
Yeah.
so you can't just go.
And I
Yeah,
think
I'm
also
sure.
because we like invited is still more of ours that we're not like an association where it's mainly abstract submitted. Ours is
Okay.
still predominantly, we might have 280 speakers, and of that maybe 90 are
Oh, wow.
abstracts. So
Yeah.
Right.
it's
Mostly
You
invited.
definitely can't be doing freebies.
no, it's
Yeah,
it gets
I
messy.
would look at doing discounts because then it's just more streamlined. The other thing that you can look at doing is that I've seen done is like a landing page or a first page with redirect logic if you did want to have different forms. I have got into the logics side of things rather than different forms if they are similar, because then if you need to change something that's on all forms, you just have to do it once rather than 3 times.
Yeah. Which I do
That's
for
fair.
like members and non-members, like
Yeah,
most of it. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
It's just I don't like to go down the rabbit hole of writing pages and pages
Yeah.
of logic.
And the other thing, because again with speakers, there's often things like, what do you give your permission to share, all those sorts of things. Like if there's any of that stuff that you have to do through registration, for invited, because do your invited speakers go through the portal?
They go through the portal, but they do an initial acceptance, which has all the, the data consent, all
So you
their
don't,
photography,
there's not
all
a lot
their,
of stuff
yeah.
extra that
So,
you need to ask.
yeah. But to be honest, a lot of the portal, apart from their actual presentations and their synopsis, most of the information now we've just gone and we've put it in the open website.
Yeah, right.
Because no one remembers their login to get to the portal. I really don't care if it's on our website. Someone can download the PowerPoint presentation. Like if someone wants to go and do that, that's fine. But
right.
if it makes it easier for them that they just go to the presenters page on our website and they get all their information, I think, certain things, yes, need to be in the portal, but
yes. I think sometimes we're a bit protective of information that doesn't need to be protected.
Yeah, we would love for people to think that it was so important that they would go to it.
Yes.
It's hard enough. It's hard enough getting the people who need to go to it to go and see all that data, let alone people that don't need access to it.
Yeah, like with
Yeah.
Yoast, we've got the presenter guidelines. Still
Yeah.
some people don't know how to do a pre-record,
Right.
It's just on the website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing with that is that then because this is what I say when I'm creating websites, it's your place where you can point people when they come to you with queries. I've seen people with it in their automatic replies. One of my colleagues
That's
so
cool.
many queries, and it was just her basically. She would just have a thing. If you've got questions about this conference, click here.
That's a great idea.
Click here.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because you want to have that point of reference, because people just don't, they take the easiest road, right? Which is to ask a person.
Yeah. Oh, well, as soon as we put the bot on our website. Oh
Nice.
God, what was it like? Maybe maybe 3 years ago, we put the bot on.
Nice.
And at the time, our membership manager was like, no, like, don't, any interaction with a member is it's a good one. Let's, and it was like, yeah, but we realized the data, most people were accessing our website after hours. So at first, so I said to her, like, everyone's coming to our website after hours. If we can, and like the bot, seriously, we are using like the free bot, and it's basically just loaded with our FAQs, and it actually ends up it pre-populates with the questions. And anyway, it has reduced so many basic emails. Like, I'm amazed at how much, because everyone always asks, when does early bird close? When is the program going to be ready? What's the other thing they ask? How do I book accommodation? And the bot, I love the bot. But I think there's an event there. Is the concierge going to be on the website, or is it just for the app?
Oh, yes.
That's a good question.
Don't know.
I don't know the answer to that.
Or do we
That
have
would
to?
make
I still have to use my free bot that is a little bit hard to code, but you get there.
Yeah.
Well, that's just smart. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
Does anyone else use a bot on their websites?
Still working on my website. A refresh. That's cringe every time anyone says that they've gone to my website. And I don't have anything to do with other people's websites if I can handle it, if I can
Oh,
manage
okay.
it.
Yeah.
No, I mean we've played with some AI, which is pretty cool. When you give it all the right data, then you can have a chat bot that can be a bit more intuitive when you're sort of asking a question and give the answer straight away. Which the other bots kind of do, but it's almost like a menu, isn't it? It's like, here's your
You have to
question
load it
around
with
this.
the answers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and here, and then click and
Um,
click, which is fine. And often, as you say, it does answer a lot of people's questions. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, with an AI based one, they're just typing whatever their question is, and it's getting the response. So
Yeah. I'm
that's
guessing it
nice.
must be in the pipeline. If they're doing it for the app, you would think,
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's costs involved in it, right? Like anything that's AI based um, costs each time it's doing something,
mm,
and so yeah, opening that up to public um, is a potential larger cost
Yeah.
that I'd have to consider. So
Yeah. Well, I
don't
think
know.
we just use the free bot. I think Events actually suggested it. I think it's
Right?
Tildio, I think it's called.
Yeah. Okay. Uh-huh.
Um, yeah.
Yeah,
And look,
it works.
anyway, my team and the member services team love it because we just don't get, like, oh, how many CPD points if I just come on Saturday? Well, the bot will
Right.
tell them. Yeah.
nice.
Nice.
So, any other things that you have?
Yes. Tamaka.
Oh no,
Oh,
no, I'm saying about as you're going through, Lisa, and not cloning. Are there
okay.
other things you said about marketing tags? What else have you
Oh, yeah.
Um,
discovered that you like?
we had a lot of custom fields in the contacts that
Yeah, right.
I don't even know. I feel
Don't know
like
why.
maybe someone in the CPD team just one day went, you know what, let's just create a whole lot. Because I was like, who who used that? Like,
Mm,
who used that? Yeah, I think mainly I'm looking forward to getting rid of. We had too many merge docs that just yeah. So it's great now. We're just slowly cloning them over when we need them. Yeah.
I do like the fact that you can now delete merge docs and sort them.
right.
Yeah, that's good now that you can
Just
see the
good.
bigger view of
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the
Do you use
comprehensive.
codes? Do you use codes for the merge dogs? Like
We
name them?
we do number,
Right.
so so that it sort of each team sort of has, or we group.
Or a
So
range
like,
of them or something. Yeah,
yeah, so we had to
that's good.
actually do 0 because everyone was doing 1. So like 0 is all of your regular ones, like your confirmation, your tax invoice, um,
Nice.
things that get sent on the regular are always at the top.
Yeah.
I think 1 is all the sort of speakers, invited speakers. 2 is like abstracts. 3 are all the exhibitors, so that
Yeah, that's
even if
good.
you don't remember what you called it, you can kind of go to the group, because sometimes I forget what I call things. So at least I can go, okay, I'm searching the 3s. And it does we end up with like 3.8, A 3.C,
Yeah.
because you realize you need. But look, it has been, yeah, it means that the ones that you're sending all the time are at the top because you
Really easy.
can
Yeah.
number those. Yeah. And we do the same with interactive sites, same with all our portals. We number them so that they appear where you want to
Smart.
see them. Like, I don't want to see the dietary requirement. I go into that like a couple of times. That one could be right at the end. Yeah, the one thing we have worked with the exhibitors, I'm sure that everyone else does, is we used to close it off. Like, say, okay, you need to have all your registrations in 2 weeks prior, which you think would be anyway.
Reasonable.
Yeah. So I think next year we're actually going to have a different price
Yeah,
for
nice.
registrations
Like an
that
early
come
bird,
2
yeah.
weeks
Nice.
later.
Yeah, it's great.
And so then because a lot of the times what was happening, we were manually trying to do them because we'd close the site, whereas now we're just going to open it up, but it's going to cost you more if you're going to be late. Like, I'm sure, like, especially so many of them that were coming late, I know the people, and they were coming from interstate. So you're telling me that, like, what, 2
You haven't
days
booked your
out, you're
flight and
booking their
accommodation.
flights and their accommodation? Like,
we
no.
had we had an event at ICC in Sydney, decent size expo, and this lady showed up from Singapore wanting a booth.
Wow.
Just like, oh hey, yeah, sorry I hadn't registered, but yeah, just hoping to get a booth. I've got all my stuff here and just wanted to set up.
Love it.
Isn't that amazing?
That's
So
fantastic.
yeah, there wasn't space for her. So sorry about that.
Yeah. But every year we get so many delegates that they've booked their accommodation, they've booked their,
And haven't
I
registered.
totally forgot to register.
Yeah, we had that last year at a conference that I did. It was a small conference, but it was in the Bay of Islands. So, and I
Yeah.
went through the rooming list, and they sent us. So we had our group, but we also had. I got the rooming list from the hotel, and also from our families. Got the
Oh
families
yeah,
list.
right.
There were people who'd registered for the families, and there were people who'd booked accommodation. And we didn't have registrations, and we were like at our limit. It was like, oh my god.
Isn't that
And the
Yeah.
base,
amazing?
like you're booking your flights early, you're booking your accommodation early because it's expensive to fly regional here. So yeah, it was pretty funny.
Yeah, so on-site registration is double the price. So that's
Yeah.
how that it's like. But I mean, the thing is that it's often they're really calling the bluff often because we do accommodate them.
Yeah.
Like we want to accommodate them.
Yeah.
Whereas if they came and it was literally like you cannot get in. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Like they'd learn then that you actually do need to register.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've had
Yeah.
the same with remote places like Hamilton Island.
Oh yeah.
We had people show up to Hamilton Island. It's like like you've flown in here, like it's isolated and
Yeah.
you didn't register for the event.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty special. We've had well, like you were saying, you attendees get used to it. So things like, I don't know if you do this, extensions on abstract submission dates.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know that we had conferences where people just wouldn't submit because they knew we'd extend, because every year we extend, and I'm like, well, just don't.
Yeah.
And they're like, and same with early bird registrations. We had a couple of conferences where they would extend the, we're gonna,
Oh.
every year they did it.
Oh.
I was like, well,
Yeah.
no one's gonna. There was no big rush on the early bird
Yeah.
deadline because everyone knew that extend it.
Well,
Right.
we advertise like early bird finishing.
Yeah.
And it might finish on like Tuesday or whatever. I actually leave it open so then on Wednesday they log in.
Yeah.
The early bird price, the non-early bird price is still there.
Nice.
But it goes off at like 7:00 at night, just because I can't be bothered with reopening it because everyone's forgotten.
I was an hour late. Can I have
the So it looks like yes.
You just give it a buffer.
But they can be honest and go, okay, I'm gonna go the early bird, or they can go. And it has helped. But I mean, I don't know, everyone loves a deadline. And I do the same with the abstracts. Like a bulk of our abstracts, I reckon probably almost 30 to 40% will come through that last week.
Yeah.
And we do the buffer too. Like we advertise it, but then we just say, hey, look, it's still open. Just you've got a day. Like get it in.
Yeah, we do with abstracts, we do things like we'll set a Friday deadline, but we'll leave it open till Monday.
Right.
But I think what we found is that when we're closing things on like a Friday, then we come in on a Monday with too many emails of people who didn't check to see whether it was open.
That's
so we've
really
actually
smart.
gone to
Do it on a
closing it
Tuesday.
on like a Monday or a Tuesday.
Yeah, right.
So that we're at least
Yes, that
there.
makes sense.
Yeah. Or one of my colleagues, we call her the ASA hotline because she just gets phone calls all weekend with people. So we like to save her some time.
Fair enough.
So talking about deadlines, for presentations, like the actual PowerPoint presentation files, sometimes you're asking people to upload them, or e-posters very similarly. It's funny to me now because it's like you need to have them sent in 2 weeks before or a week before, or now it's kind of just an arbitrary date now because the processes are often automated, and you're also kind of, on one hand, you're saying about presentations, they need to be in a week early, but you can also just bring them on site. So which one is it? And so where we have convinced people, it's just like we can't say that it, on one hand, you'd want to make it easier for speakers. We know that they're going to do most of them are going to do their presentation last minute anyway. So why are we just bulking up an email with a whole bunch of, text saying that you have to have this and that and this and that, knowing that most of them won't anyway? It's an example of like cleaning up that email, to not just have random dates in there, because we're using systems that can accommodate last minute updates. Yeah.
And I think
But
it
that's
depends on the venue, obviously.
Sure.
That
Yes.
you're using, if you're using their speakers prep.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think we've split it out, sort of, pre-records or something different. Like,
Yeah, sure.
their pre-records and posters are probably the only two that we give them a deadline of when we want them.
Yep.
And the other ones, I guess it's more about if you would like to, because we know that a lot of old school presenters or people do like to send it to the venue early. But we tell them that you still need to go to speakers prep to make sure that it's there and bring it on a USB. So I think we haven't really set a deadline for those as such. Yeah, it's more the pre-records. I love those being in early so that I know that they're coming.
Well, yeah, and also just to give them check them as well, because some people's idea of quality is interesting.
Yes.
Or length.
Yes,
exactly.
60
yeah,
slides
you got 20
for
minutes.
10 minutes
here's my
for a 10-minute presentation.
Yeah.
No, that is not going to work.
Yeah, because a pre-record it's very different. Like, I think, for maybe a presenter that had a 20-minute slot, if they were in person, maybe it would take them a bit longer or whatever. But then the amount of times we get a 20-minute slot pre-record that comes in a lot under time, it's kind of nice to know, so you can sort of maybe move the program around a bit so that it's, not going to mean that everyone else has to be a lot earlier.
Do you get your... Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, I have been known to speed up pre-record presentation. I mean, like, you do it, you increase it by 10%, you don't notice that at all. And suddenly now that, that 22-minute presentation is now 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And
so remove the filler words. I usually do that.
Filler words, things like that.
That usually gets a good minute out. And I'm sure if they watch it back, they must go, look how professional I am. I haven't said once, or I haven't repeated my words.
There's a little bit of that. But there's timer software that we use sometimes. StageTimer.io is one that we use regularly on shows, and so it's just counting down, simple thing. So it counts down 20 minutes, and then it shows how much over they are, and we have a nice big timer at the lectern, so they can really see what their time is. But recently they added a feature called Time Warp, which is you can change. This is so cool. You can change how long the actual time is without changing the numbers. So you can say, here's your 20 minutes, but make it only 19 minutes. And so all the numbers are going through, 20 minutes a countdown as normal, but it's slightly faster.
Love that.
Isn't that cool? So,
The only thing for
and
me,
stretch it as well.
for some speakers, you'd need to have it at, here's the 20-minute slot. It's only going to take 10 minutes though, because they're going to keep going for 10 minutes.
Yeah. We have done a couple of events. We turn their presentation off on 0, which is really quite extreme, and particularly for the first few people, they kind of feel
Well,
victimized.
you're actually doing it.
But actually, like, what I really liked about it is there's no subjectivity in it at all.
Mhm.
From the technician, you are told no matter where they are in their presentation, you'll turn it off.
Yeah.
And it teaches them really quickly. Okay, they're really serious about their times,
Yeah.
and people they get used to it. They're like, okay, I've got 1 minute left. I know it's going to turn
Yeah.
off. Um, and if they are still trying to wrap up and all their slides are turned off, they don't go as long because they're just like, okay, yeah, so I just wanted to add this, this, and this, and yeah, okay, thank you. And they might go a minute, but they're not going 5 minutes over because they haven't got any of their slides.
Because they are literally just wrapping up because they've not
Yeah.
prompted by more stuff.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was pretty extreme. I do like putting the timer on the projector screen as well, on the main screen, overlay the timer because it's everybody knows then, and the speakers that are sitting in the room go, oh yeah, that
Yeah.
everyone's gonna know when I'm going way over. It's like a name and shame.
Yeah.
Like I've just gone 3 minutes over, and it's really obvious.
Yeah.
Dings as well, like we have automatic dings, and so it'll be like a ding at 1 minute. It depends on how long. A 20-minute presentation at 3 minutes, ding. At 1 minute, ding ding. At 0, ding 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 ding.
I can just imagine ding
Uh,
ding 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 ding.
and so then everyone learns. It's like, oh, that's how this works. Like,
You need
so there's
like
been a few
air
things.
horn.
Yeah. Well, that was the next extreme. You turn their slides off, and then you turn their microphone off. That's the next thing. And then the hook
And the
comes
chair
out.
rugby tackles them to the ground.
That's right, exactly. You crash tackle them off
Oh no,
the
it's
stage.
the old, what was it? The
The hook.
the hook.
That's right.
Oh, trapdoor. Trapdoor would even be better.
That would be
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah. Look, I think because I mentioned it that we tried a whole lot of new things this year with having the extra moment of movement,
Yeah.
which I really want to change. Oh my
Bowel
gosh.
movement.
We did
Yep.
not
What?
have it's called a moment of movement, but I didn't
Oh,
love the name of it, but it allowed us to have
yes.
Q&A in the middle of the session and people could move to another. They didn't have to feel rude that they were leaving.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, which meant that it was a great buffer.
It's a
that
buffer. Yeah.
We weren't as didn't have to be as vigilant with timings, but it meant that usually you're always on site and someone's like, this session's still going, can you hold lunch back? Yeah, fine. Not once did we have.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, and there was
That's
a lot
really
more
cool.
interaction and Q&A, and yeah, that's what I got off.
We used to have travel times. We used to have at least 5 minutes travel time between sessions. But it's now, I feel like it's become this, like, the quantity over quality thing has become quite significant. Maybe it is because of the fact that people can come in by Zoom, or I don't know. I feel like it just seems to have become this thing about numbers rather than, yeah.
Interesting.
And I've worked with a few people who are like, oh, I'm doing this, they're doing the program, and then they have the CE or the someone who's come in and said, oh, can we just slot this person in? And it's like, we had a really
Not
good
really.
spacious program. And then all these people came in and offered
Yeah.
slots to people, and yeah.
Yeah. And then it just randomly add an extra track and then
Yeah.
say, and then you look at it and go, which room was that?
What
one?
room's
Yeah.
that? We can make a room.
Do you want us to
Yeah.
build one for you? Yeah, don't know. Like we had that happen.
God.
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone went a bit rogue in the team. Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have made rooms before. Yeah, I guess it depends a little bit on the program schedule. I think lots of the events that I've been involved in, a session, there's no back-to-back sessions. Often it is a session between, morning tea,
Yeah.
and then lunch and then afternoon tea and then, and
Yeah.
so there's always that. But do you have, Lisa, you have people moving in between sessions, or is it
It's
just
because
that?
basically we have, lectures and live demonstrations.
Yeah.
So like a lecture session might be an hour, no, oh God, now I'm remembering, like 2 hours or something ridiculous. Like that would be a whole session that would be
Yeah.
between that, and that would be that one topic with lots of different, and then the
Mhm.
live demonstration, there would be two different ones in
Gotcha.
that. So that's why
Yep.
having the bowel
Time
movement
to move.
allowed people that they could leave halfway through that lecture session because they didn't really want to go to that live demonstration. They could then go to that second one before the break.
Yeah. Right.
So it meant that they lined up better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Did you have people that were saying, I only poop like once every 2 days. I really don't need multiple bowel movement opportunities.
Well, I think it was really the chairs took it on as, because you're not used to sitting down. Like in a lecture
Yeah.
session, you're not used to, or even a, live demonstration, you're not used to sitting that long. And I think because our keynote speaker was, she was brilliant, an Olympian, she was all about movement and that. So a lot of the chairs in this mode of movement said, okay, well, we can ask some Q&A, or everyone get up and you can,
Jump up.
move
Yeah.
around. And yeah, so it
Yeah.
wasn't so much a bowel movement. Such.
We had when my client was starting, oh, what did they call it? They had a similar sort of thing. And I was like, what exactly? It started with R, can't remember what it was. But it was like a moment to stand up and move around. And I was like, what exactly? She's like, oh, we could have like someone come in and do it,
Yeah.
a Kapa Haka performance, or this or that. And I'm like, 15, can we just have morning tea?
Yeah. Oh, it was
It was right
only,
after lunch as well.
yeah, most of the time it was like a 5 or 10 minutes
Yeah.
slot, but it was more to get, I think it was one of these conversations we had, it was more to get the delegates an opportunity to actually have a discussion
No.
and talk and
Oh, yeah.
and allow more questions, because we
Yes.
used to just do Q&A at the end of the session.
Yeah.
So it got Q&A in the middle of that.
No.
The only issue was, when you always, and I'm always one that goes, you need to think about the end game, what it's going to look like on site. And maybe I didn't think about that when we did the program. So what we did was we had, it was like session A, and then it was the moment of movement that went all the way over, looked beautiful on the program. And then it went to like the next session. And then realizing on site, and for our virtual audience, that doesn't work, because that means that then they would have to get out of that session and rejoin the
Yeah.
next session. So that was a fun, thing of
Really?
having to then delete it, and then we had to add it as a different, like its own presentation type
Yeah.
image. So it looked
I-
beautiful for a while, and then it looked really shit for the 3 weeks prior because I had to delete it all so we could use it for on site.
Yeah, I do think on air it would be really nice to just be able to join a room regardless of the session.
Yeah.
Now you sort of can, as in, where you can let them run over, and not kick
Yeah.
people out. And you can let people join early, right? So you can sort of do it, but the idea that you could just have sort of these viewing rooms in the same way that it is on site,
Yeah. Not be
that would
restricted
be
by
really,
sessions.
it'd be really nice.
Yeah.
And also having like in the agenda what's on elsewhere, so you could just click that and go to the other room rather than having to go back to
Yeah.
the
Yeah. 'Cause
program, find out where you are, and then go to the other thing.
yeah.
Yep.
Because
Because sorry, Lisa.
no.
I was going to say the other problem with that grant is that if people stay in the old room and asking Q&A
Asking
or
questions.
discussion,
Exactly.
then you've
I
got
know.
2 places to be monitoring it, which
Yeah.
gets
And I
really
think that
difficult.
that is the 2 aspects of it, is saying, here's the locations, the online locations, here's the 5 of them, or, whatever, 10 of them.
Yeah.
And then when you're in there, being able to access in the same way you do on the phone app, the sessions and Q&A in that way. I mean, we have done it a little bit before where we really encourage the online audience to use the phone app as
Yeah.
well. So they connect on their computer,
To
but
watch.
then do all the interaction on your
Yeah.
phone and sort of
Yeah.
have a second screen. And that's a cool sort of a way to do it, because then they can jump between sessions and things like that.
Because I
The
try to
Q&A.
think, when in on air, you can't search the program via theme, can you? I don't think you really have searchability. I can't remember now.
Yeah, I can't remember that either.
I don't think you can. It's been a while, but yeah.
What were you thinking if you could?
Well, then, if someone's just interested in a certain theme,
Right.
then it would almost be, yeah, but you still need the rooms. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's
Hmm.
fun.
But you need, and then you'd have the Q&A or the discussion per
Yeah.
presentation rather than per room, so that
Yeah.
each time the
Yeah.
presentation
I mean, I
moves
know
on.
this.
Yeah.
The speech is set up. Hi Kelly and Sarah, if you're listening. They set theirs up not as a session; it's as each individual presentation. But
Yeah, that's right.
I would love to do that because it would save us so much double handling. But it then would make it hard for the Q&A for online, because then
Double handling in what way? What do you have?
just the way it displays, we have to end up producing a PDF that has all the individual talks, because everyone wants to see it all. They don't want to just see the topic. But I don't think that would work for us to do it as each presentation, because then how do you? It's
I
going to be
know.
a question next time I see them. How do they do the Q&A? Like, do they?
No, yeah, I think they see. It depends sometimes on how you do Q&A, because if you do Q&A after each presentation, it's not as bad. But if you do Q&A at the end of the session, then it's messy.
Yeah. But
And
then
so
they don't run a hybrid, so I
no,
guess for
right.
me, then someone online would have to then re-enter if they had a room, that would
Yes.
work fine.
I
Yeah.
know. Yes. Yeah, that would be a mess hybrid. Yeah. But even the way you make it on demand afterwards, can be kind of tricky too. But yeah, I mean, I guess I've got the PDF working now so that you can choose to see all the presentations within a session. So that's worked out nice, and then everything flows nicer that way, particularly through to the slide crew and things, where we're asking for these 5 presentations within this session. Is much nicer. But we did just do an event recently that was one presentation per session, and they actually didn't have they were like, one of the things when we suggested, oh, could we move these presentations into one session? They were like, yeah, but we don't know what we'd call the session.
Mm.
It was like, yeah, because it's not the way that we build the program. We build the program as presentations and they all slot in. We don't kind of have them as this is
Topics or anything,
But
the
was it not
theme.
many
Yeah.
concurrents? Is that why it was?
Yeah, it was only 2 rooms, only
Yeah,
two.
so you could do
Mm.
it for 2
That's what
rooms. You could
happens.
definitely,
It's easier.
yeah. And like when we do a smaller, like September, we've got, it's only 3. It's only 3 concurrents. So we do
Right.
that one but that one's not a hybrid.
Yeah.
But we build that as individuals because it's easier for a delegate to see. But I can't, having too many rooms, individuals, Anyway. Good chat, everyone. Lots of food for thought. I'm looking at speaker discount codes. If anyone's got any other suggestions, please email Grant.
Well, I'm interested now to see what you get your registration type number down to.
Yes.
What are you predicting?
I reckon I'm only going to be able to wipe maybe 10.
It can be 60 somewhere.
Well, unless I change the speakers and do the
discount codes and things.
different code for their name tag. Yeah.
And do your dietaries differently. I do like that idea.
What was that?
So then you just have a single day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Not dietaries, but actually not dietaries,
catering.
But catering. Yeah.
Yeah, it works really well because it just means that then you don't have to have as many different registration types, because you just have particularly for conferences that are like 4 or 5 day conferences, it's way easier.
Yeah. Well, actually, we just wiped a whole lot of dietaries because I don't know.
Didn't offer them.
Well, no, I think it's more some people were getting confused.
Yeah.
That we had too many options, and I think they didn't know. So I think we've just gone a bit back to
the
I'm a
basic
vegetarian, and I can also select if I'm dairy free.
Or gluten free.
Yeah.
I had an interesting one where I've got seafood allergy, and someone had chosen other and gone no seafood, and I was like, oh, okay, fair enough, because they don't have an allergy, but they just don't like seafood.
But that's not a dietary. That's a
preference.
A request. That's a preference.
Well, and again, I'm like, oh, and I've also changed all my words to dietary request, rather than dietary requirement.
Nice. We will consider your request.
We will do our best to, to sort out your.
But if you'd like to pack a lunch, we will accommodate
that. I've had some people who have genuinely been like, I'm just going to bring my own food because it's just easier.
Yeah, wow.
And I think that, I mean, you always get a giggle. People write things, like always my favorite is no green stuff on chicken. But then some of them you do read what they are, and I'm like, I have no idea how you eat. Like, what can I seriously actually serve you?
Yeah.
I'm excited we're going to be in Adelaide next year, and I know I've been as a delegate, and they don't almost need to have a separate dietary section. You sort of pick up, and it's kind of, you pick your base, your carb or whatever, and then you pick something that fits
like a salad bar.
Well, kind of
other food.
Yeah. Anyway,
that's cool.
Right. Thanks, everyone. I've got a lot of tips today.
I'm
feeling useful. Good. Excellent.
All right. Until next time.
Thanks,
guys. Thanks, Grant.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.